Their spirits were sunken and low. Their bags weighed more than a ton. There was neither sign nor show when the bull began his run. Their shields were shilling wall to wall. The gig was up, they had their fun, and every short got a margin call when the bull began his run. The candle's green came fast and tall. Each wick was bold, quick to stun. His eyes burned red and his horns did more when the bull began his run. Now fortune smiles upon the need. His bags of gold gleam in the sun. The outer stream of his balance sheet, and every bear is left with none. Since the bull began his run.
All right. We are ending the week Friday. You can find that video at YouTube. Let me go ahead and minimize that. It is at the, just search the run of the Golden Bull. I always get chills whenever I hear that. Let's see now. It is 11:56 a.m. Eastern Time. I hope everybody's doing well. It's been an incredible week. I'm sure everybody's wanting to know what's going to happen with Million Token. So let's pull up the graph. So the good news is a couple days ago, we were down at like the $12 range and we are up 51.9%. So we are still doing great. And we are down from the very tippy top 35%. And just a moment ago, I was trying to buy some Million Token, but the gas fees are just too high. They want to charge me like $200, and you know, I spent some time looking at that moon swap. The big news yesterday, which was announced I think after I did the stream yesterday, was Million Token on Kusama, which Tech Lead tweeted about, and so. I checked the bridge and the moon swap, and I was all ready to dive in and start converting it over. Like on Polygon, you have to bridge over your stuff. The cool thing about moon swap is the fees are free, but you still have to pay the fees to bridge over there, right? Back and forth, just like on Polygon. Damn Ethereum fees. But once you're there, you could trade away. So, unfortunately for me, the liquidity is still not there. So that stopped me in my tracks. If you want to buy a couple $1,000s worth of Million Token, again, you're just better off on Uniswap. So that's just a heads up. I think the more I think about it is when Coinbase goes to Matic, when you buy Matic on Coinbase and you can send it directly to your Matic wallet or on Polygon, that's the way to go, I think, for most people. But the liquidity still got to be there, guys. The liquidity's got to be there. Otherwise, I'll pay the $100 or $200 fees on Ethereum and get more Million Tokens still. So we've got to fix that. But it's nice to see, Million Token on various chains, Binance Smart Chain, the Polygon, Ethereum. Now we're on MoonSwap. We're just like all over the place now. So Tech Lead's working real hard. Haven't seen him on YouTube in a while, but that's because he's probably been working real hard. And the person who caught this, I think 2 days ago, was Carl. He was talking about Tech Lead moving some coins on his wallet to like the Polkadot system. So it was a really good catch. So unfortunately, I didn't get into bridging on Moonswap, but once you're there, the fees are like none. I think basically the people running it are paying the fees because they're just so low. It's kind of like Polygon paying the fees. There's some fees there, but they're paying them. Let's take a quick look where the price is on defined, which, I'm surprised that the Uniswap price is higher than all the other ones. It's at 1856. I swear a moment ago it was the lowest, but now, I guess it's in the middle. On Polygon, it's $19 and PancakeSwap, $18. So yeah, if you're on Pancake and you want to buy some, that looks good. But if I put, I don't know what the liquidity is on PancakeSwap. Actually I do. I did look it up. It was still not as good as Uniswap for the big orders. So let me close that out. Get back to the charts. So if you draw a fib level from the low here to the high, all this is on my Twitter feed, by the way. I'm looking at this golden pocket here of like $18.38 to $17.85. So, and like we're heading right to it. I mean, we may not touch it, but I was gonna buy even if we're above it, but the gas fees are too high. I will look tonight if the gas fees are lower and maybe the price will drop. I mean, I don't care if the price really drops much, but I'm not going to pay $200 for gas fees. That's ridiculous. It really, I mean, I already paid $16 to move my ETH from Coinbase to my wallet, and so that would be 216 divided by my investment balance. I mean, that's like 4.5% taken right off my investment before I even make it, just in fees. So I'm hoping Coinbase is going to implement the Polygon network and the liquidity improves. I'm sure this is going to be non-issues when ETH 2.0 comes out, but until then, it's an issue driving me nuts. So yeah, if you think that well, there's just so many ways to look at this. This is on the 4-hour chart, which I prefer. And yeah, generally a retracement of 30 to 40% is in the cards. If we go down to all the way to the golden pocket down here, that's a 37%. I mean, if we're in a bull run, we should be bouncing off here for sure. And then if we go down to the next fib level, which would be kind of dangerous, that would be a 45% drop from the high, somewhere around the $15.64 range. But even that, if you go from the low of just a couple of days ago to that $15, you're still up 30% almost, like 28%. So nobody should be complaining. If people FOMO'd in at the top that are new investors, welcome to the club. That happens to everybody when you're new. But people have been following me for a long time. They've been, buying the dips and going, when it goes sideways, we accumulate. And then right now, I'm just sitting back waiting for it to drop. And then, if it drops to these levels and I buy, I'll wait next week to make another purchase order. I'm gonna go pretty big around here though. So I'm not gonna dollar cost average something every day, which you could do also. Man, all the stuff I want to talk about is on my Twitter feed. I mean, it's almost like notes just for me. So yeah, I was talking about the liquidity there. Yeah, I posted a lot. Earlier today at 2:45 a.m. that my target's $17 to $18, and I was saying that when the price was at $23. So just when there's a pump, you've got to wait. Well, it's just crazy. And let's see what this says. I think this is if you want to look. Yeah, this is on like the 15-minute chart or something. So if you bought the dip at $19.20, which was like right down here, And if you thought that that was the bottom, then you could, the next level would be at 22. But we broke that. We're at $18. So it's that just shows you when you're looking at like small time frames of 15 minutes or something, you got to zoom out. So on the 4 hours, what I normally do. Overall, the market's bullish. I saw on also, I think I posted that about Bitcoin, didn't I? How we kind of broke through the neckline. Where is that? I'll just pull it up. So here's Bitcoin. We're at 54,000. We hit 56,000 a couple times today, I think. Let me zoom out. Okay. So the neckline I was referring to was this red line here. We had a touch point here, almost here and here. And now we're just below it. We peaked above it and we peaked below it. So we could come back down, but at this point, we've got 2.5 months, 3 months or so for really good gains. I'm not dicking around trying to scrape for pennies. I'm in. When I've got the money, I'm in. So, Bitcoin's doing its thing. We didn't even stop at 53,000. We kept going straight, and then when we poked through the neckline, that's just really, really bullish. And the on-chain analysis people, they're all full steam ahead. So Ethereum, I noticed, was really doing well. It's at $33,615. Not sure why it's not loading right now. But here's Ethereum versus Bitcoin, which you should be looking at anyway. If you have altcoins, you should be comparing it with Bitcoin. So we're above this exponential ribbon. We're kind of just above it. We bounced off it a couple times. And, in my opinion, we're not that far away from the exponential ribbon. I mean, we could dip down like here before, but again, the last 3 months of the bull market, I mean, this thing could just rip up like it did here. I mean, look what it did here. This was May of 2017. And yeah, it's crazy. So where were we for here? This right here is from December to January, late 2017, early 2018. Just as Bitcoin was petering out, the altcoins had one final push. And but overall, when it takes off, it could really launch from the exponential ribbon. That's what I'm saying. And we've been kind of riding it here. Let me get a drink of water real quick. So, as far as, Ethereum's looking really strong. Alts, let's take a look at alts. That overall, they've kind of had pain for the last few days. See, we've been down since September 10th compared to Bitcoin. It's been kind of going down, but now we're kind of sandwiched between the two moving averages I usually watch. And but if you look on the weekly, it doesn't look bad at all. We bounced off the green very, very strong. And just like we did here. I mean, if you remember, I've been saying for weeks now, it's not worth getting out of alts this late, because when it takes off, it takes off, right? And Million Token went up basically 100% yesterday. And you got to be in the market already, to ride that. So, now is the time to be in your favorite altcoins. And if they go down some, when it takes off, it takes off. Let's take a look at my RSI real quick. So these green boxes are, in my opinion, the alt season. I think we're still in an alt season. We're in a trend. If you're in alts, you're probably going to make more money in alts than Bitcoin if you pick the good ones. and you're this red box. The red box for me, you wouldn't really want to be probably in any coins. It's probably a bear market. So we could still come down and get support at these lower levels. But, million tokens been holding strong. I think it's because we've had our bear market. And I still haven't heard the reason for the big pump for million token. I thought something would come out and hit the news. I mean, look at this giant green candle here. I mean, if you zoom out, it doesn't look too bad compared to, what we've had in the past. Well, it is really quite low compared to what we had in the past. And when you really zoom out, it doesn't even, you can't even see it, right? You got to really zoom in. And then it pops up. So, I'll take it, but this could be the start of the alt season. But yeah, I know some people are feeling the pain. I see a comment in the chat about let me pull that up real quick. The already started sending my resume to McDonald's. Man, just hang in there. Just hang in there. Yeah, we've got an incredible ride for the next couple months, and I'm just gonna hodl it out. If you've been in this space for a couple months now, buying million token sideways, you're real happy. You've had let's see now, this yellow box. I mean, you could have really gone back way over here if I extend it out. September 3rd. So you had let's see now. Yeah, September 3rd. A whole month to accumulate million token, sideways. If my order gets filled tonight and I get it at like $17 or $18 and it comes down to, 15 or below, I don't care, because I'll buy it back then next week. And if it goes higher, I could say, at least I got it under 20. So let's see what's in the news. Carl was showing off some new NFTs, so you can check out his YouTube and Twitch page. I think he showed like a couple, like 3 or 4 perhaps. So I don't want to ruin the surprise, but go ahead and check out his stuff. Yeah, we can go over the line gov calcs again. My computer kind of crashed yesterday. Let me just see if there's anything else to go over. I guess I can close that out. We went over that and that. Oh, let me go over the stock market real quick, because this is something I caught my eye along. I made this chart many, many months ago, if not years ago. And, this is the .com bubble that goes up and down. That was a big .com bubble. And then over here is the housing bubble. And then, we are up here somewhere, way up here in the nosebleed section. And things I watch is the RSI. This is on the weekly. And as price goes up, the RSI is going down. And we had a little bit of divergence here where the RSI was going down, saying, hey, the price should be going down, but the price wasn't. It was going up. Bearish divergence. So I was trying to look for some clues what might happen next. And it seems like, once the RSI comes down to this green line here, that's like a warning. You've got some time. The market could still kind of go up when it hits this green line. After it breaks out, and then, it's going to roll over, and it's going to be, pain for a year or so. And when we're at these heights are all the way up here, I don't know how far down it goes. I mean, crypto is a new revolution that's been out for years, but people just seem to be, getting on it now. And institutions for the last, year have been focused on it. We've got companies buying Bitcoin. We still don't have, employees being able to buy Bitcoin through their 401k because it's not even an option. I hear rumors or people that are in the know that think an ETF is probably going to get approved by the end of this month. It's probably going to be like a paper-backed ETF, which I don't like at all, because I feel like they should buy the actual Bitcoins like Grayscale does. But I mean, it's a step in the right direction. But when they do stuff like that, they could just manipulate the price like they do with like gold and silver. But anyway, I've noticed, now we're kind of breaking that trend. And if we come down to this like little blue or cyan circle and touch that green line, I think we just got a little bit of time, because if you look at the housing bubble, it touched it August 6th, and then we started going down late October. So yeah, 2 months. And over here, we touched it in October a couple times, but we didn't really start rolling over until a year later. So it could play out. It could take a while. I think we can get some really good gains out of the crypto market before the stock market really tanks. So let's zoom in a little bit. So this is the S&P 500. I know this is boring stuff because it's not crypto, but it's important, because if the stock market rolls over, crypto is going to eventually follow. I don't think it's going to be like the safe haven everybody thinks it is. I mean, if there's a depression, people are going to sell anything just to survive, right? If I get laid off, or somebody gets laid off because of the recession, they're going to sell whatever they have to pay their mortgage, to put food on the table, to pay their bills, utilities, to live. And if you have crypto, then you're going to sell it. So we've had this trend here, and we broke out, and we're just making, lower highs and lower lows. So, and this is on the weekly, and that's 3 weeks outside of this channel. We had 2 weeks here, two bad weeks, but we got in it. And with all the Fed policy of money printing, I'm really surprised that they haven't pushed it to go back into the channel yet. But I know they were trying to taper, and I think they've created a mess with the stock market. But it is what it is. This is a bad sign looking at it. I'm hoping it's going to turn up, and then we'll have a good crypto market for the next 2 months. So yeah, let's just go over these calcs real quick, because I was messing around with it at work today, and I just wanted to throw some other stuff in there, because I wanted to show how time is such an important factor. So just a review, if somebody bought 7 million token at this day, they held it for 80 days. You take the number of days you've held it, the amount of million token you have, and you get your voted weighting. You add them up, and in this case, today, if you'd have a weight of 675. Now, if somebody today wanted to have that same voting power, they would have to buy 675 million token. And this same person or investor, if they waited a year later, 2022, they'd have 5,055 voting weight. So a whale coming in or a new person coming in, if they wanted that same voting power, they would have to pay over 5,000 tokens, right, to have the same voting power, because their days would be reset, if they're a new investor. And of course, 2 years later, it goes to 9,000. And of course, a new investor coming in 2 years later, it's going to have, fork over, a lot of money, right, to get 9,000 tokens. Because that's even a lot of money now. But imagine what it's going to be in 2 years. Hopefully a lot more, right? So let me pull up this spreadsheet right here. So again, the same investor, same numbers, and in this case, let me see now. Okay, let me go back up top. Yeah, so on this July 9th, it was about $17. And if you wanted to buy 7 of these, it would have cost him $121. So if he made another investment, got 5 of them, it cost at a higher price of $70. I know it would cost $350, but he spent $471 for 12 million tokens, and his voting power is basically 1,000. So if somebody today wanted to have the same voting power and they're a new investor, they're going to have to get 1,002 tokens. So right now the the million token price. Oh, sorry about that. Damn. Is I gotta change those hotkeys. Is $18 and 46 cents. That's what I'm seeing. So 1,000 tokens or 1,002 tokens for the same voting power would cost at that price, $18.46. Okay, would cost that person $18,500 basically to get that 1,002 voting weight, where this person only spent not even 500. So you could see why time is such an important factor, right? And if you go down in future years, I don't want you to focus too much on time, but if this investor, 7 years later didn't touch his wallet, he'd have 31,000 in voting weight, where this person has, over 2 million. So they're both equally important. You've got the days held times your million token balance. So, obviously if somebody wants the same voting power of, somebody that got in early, they're going to pay a whole lot of money, 18,500 versus 500. Not many people are going to do that. And I really don't think most people are going to have a wallet that they never sell. But if you have a couple of them or one big one, it's probably better to have several wallets, because you never know if you want to, sell some. But that's what I'm planning on right now. They could do it, but it's going to cost a lot of money, right? So this is 1 year later on, October 8th, 2022. That investor that spent $471 now has a voting weight of 5,382. And a new investor, a year from now would have to get, 5,382 tokens. And the price a year from now, I'm just guessing $388. And they'd have to pay like $2 million, where this person held it for 1 year and only paid less than 500. And so, I just said, 2 years later, and I figured if there's a bear market, I'm guessing maybe million token could drop to $45, but they'd still have to pay $440,000 to get 9,762 voting power as this person has. And so, I went all the way down, and, you could see the numbers are just crazy. So, after a couple years, if you have wallets that you've never sold, even if you have a few of them in there, you're going to have thousands of voted weights to it, I guess, voting weight, as opposed to, somebody just coming in the market, years from now, they're going to have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars just to have the same voting weight. So, I thought that was interesting. But, you notice, though, that the whales that do fork over the money soon, probably in the next few months, if they don't sell, which I think most of them probably will sell, in the future, they will have a tremendous amount of voting weight. But, if this investor right here just keeps dollar cost averaging, I don't think the whales will keep up as long as, they got in early. So million tokens been around for a couple months. I'm guessing the majority of the people, will come in later as million token survives. So let me see what else there is. I'll check the chat real quick. Anybody want to ask questions? So I try to convert MM to ETH. Yeah, but gas fee is too high. I mean, I had that same problem just before starting the stream. Could this be a bull run? Yeah. I mean, we've been in a bull run, right? I mean, if you look at Bitcoin, I mean, when was our low? Let me go on the daily. Man, my computer's so slow. Okay. I think we've been, when we bottomed out in late 2018, or yeah, when Bitcoin was around 3,200, 3,400. For me that was a bottom out. That was the start of the bull run, and it's just doing its thing. This run up here was caused by some Chinese Ponzi scheme. Is it Plus One or World Token or something like that? And then they nabbed them and then they started selling their Bitcoin because they had like a percent of the supply, some ridiculous amount. I can't remember the exact numbers, but they had a large supply. And I think the Chinese government was able to nab like half a dozen people, and they've got some of the funds. But when they started selling, that kind of caused this trend down. And then, of course, when that finally recovered, we started going up, and then we had COVID go all the way down. You know what? Let me check the fib levels on something like that. So we're at the bottom here, and we went to the top. So I overshot it. Let me lower it down. See, look at that. We came right to that golden pocket right here. So we should have launched right here with the bull market. And it's unfortunate because once we're in that, this green band here, it could be tough to get out. And then, once COVID hit, that was it. Yeah, it rolled over. And then the Fed printer basically went burr to get us out of because I think the stock market went down like almost 40%. I remember seeing the news in Wuhan, and I'm like, this is going to spread all over the world because of the airplanes. I don't know why nobody else was talking about it. And I had already gotten out of the market in August of 2019 because I just didn't understand the market fundamentals anymore. With the economy was doing bad, the stock market kept going up because of the Fed policy. But when I saw the Wuhan pandemic, then I took my wife's 401k money out of the market before the market fell. But I haven't been able to put it back in time, because I was waiting for a 40% dump, and it didn't quite hit 40%. And then, look where it went. The stock market just took off. So where are we? This is crazy. Yeah. So here's the COVID drop. But I never got back in, and I don't think I even wanted to, because at that point I was so focused on crypto, and my money was safe, thinking that if crypto, if I got it wrong, I'd still be safe with my money. But we got most of that money in crypto now, so we're doing fine. But yeah, I would argue we've been in a bull market since late 2018, early 2019. We just had some hiccups, and the only thing that really kind of worries me is we're already kind of close to this red band. But I'm just keeping an eye on the Unchained analysis from Willy Woo and William Clemente, and and some other people too. You got Benjamin Cohen, who I subscribe to also. I should subscribe to Willy Woo's newsletter, and yeah, I should do that. I really need to. Could this be a bull run? Yes. Yeah. So somebody asked, Global Vision asked, so we cannot earn with MM. No, right now there is something called Million Farm. Let me pull it up. Let's see. We got, go to medium.com/@million.farm. This is something they're working on. It's in progress. It takes you about 3 minutes to read, where you can earn Simba token but it's not implemented yet. And but I know there's like a fixed supply of Simba too, if I read this correctly. And there's going to be a Lion DAO, a Lion Bank. Check out the Discord. Join the Million Token Discord group. And there's also a Million.farm Discord group too. So you should look into that. I think it's kind of quiet right now. I've been hoping for a while now. I think it was, if you checked out the website, I thought it was supposed to launch already, but I'm sure they want to get everything done right. I'm still looking for documentation, but if you want to earn something with your Million token, this is in the works. I don't know if you have to transfer your to another address and give up your private keys. That's my only concern and why I will not do it. But with the Lion governance, with Carl's method, they just look at the blockchain. You provide, when you vote, you hook up your wallet and you sign a verification, and it just checks to see how much Million token you have. If you sold it, it's going to hurt you because your time gets reset from the last time you sold. If you haven't sold any Million token, well, that's why I was going over these calculations. You should have several wallets. If you have it on MetaMask, which isn't as secure as a hardware wallet, but it's a lot easier to vote because you don't have to plug it in and all that. Yeah, I've got mine on hardware wallets, and I have no problem voting. Now, if you've got like a Trust wallet or something odd, and I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it works with Ledger, and I know it works with Trezor. Somebody was saying they were having problems with, I think, their Ledger X on Carl's channel stream yesterday, and I had an issue with my Trezor device on Brave. I don't know why yesterday, but I just switched over to Chrome and I was able to vote. So it could be a browser issue too. But you should, oh, that does remind me. So right now, you could like sell and transfer your Million token. Carl was saying you're not going to get hurt because they're going to look at the time factor when they start to implement the time factor when they launch it properly, when they're done with the alpha testing. They're going to look at that date. It's not going to hurt the people that haven't sold. You're still going to accumulate a lot of voting power if you haven't sold. But here's the thing that some people might overlook. Let's say you have 1,000 tokens in a wallet and you've held them for months, right? If you move half of that like over to Polygon or something like that, 500 tokens, well, those 500 that you move into the new wallet are going to be reset to 0. You're going to lose a lot of voting power. Where if you kept them in your first wallet, I'm not sure how they're going to work out. But basically, if you transfer any tokens to a new wallet, your new wallet's going to be set to 0 for time, but your old wallet's not going to get penalized, if that makes any sense. It's crazy. I don't know how they're really going to do with the math. It's going to be real hard, I would think. But like for me, when I was going on Polygon Network, I never transferred anything. I just said, I'm going to just put some USDC, my paycheck, get some USDC or Ethereum, and then bridge that over and just buy it on a new bridge. And I was going to do that today with the Moon swap. And then I realized, whoa, I better check the liquidity. And I was like, I would have gotten, I can get 40% more Million token on Uniswap because the liquidity is better than I could on Moonswap. And same with Sushi Swap. The liquidity is not there for big buys. So Global Vision is asking me, is it staking? Not with Carl's system. The funds stay in your wallet. With the new system, if they implement it, I don't know if they are. I'm sure they're working on it. That I guess it's a type of staking thing. I can't tell you because it's not out yet. But it sounds like it's some type of staking thing where you earn Simba token, but it's not officially out yet. So Michael says, long-term run. I'm not sure what that refers to. As far as the crypto market, I think we still have until at least mid-December for for gains, and unless the stock market rolls over, you know, it's been down for 6 weeks now. It's been down from the top, but the government policies of the world is just to print money. It's insane. It's got me really upset. I mean, everybody wants free money, free handouts. You've got that one AOC, like wearing the dress, tax the rich, a few weeks ago, and this whole mentality. And when the rich people start leaving their countries for better ones that treat them better, what's going to be left? You're not going to have any way to grab money to give to the poor or the people that think they deserve it. This, the entitlement that they just give me money. It's just a couple days ago I uploaded a MetaMask tips thing, and then I deleted the video because I when I first uploaded, I thought you had to export and save each key for each address, which was wrong. As long as you have your seed phrase written down, you should be good to go with your MetaMask addresses. So if you have to put your MetaMask on a new computer in the future, you would import your seed phrase, and then you would just click new account for each generated account, and they'll be the same accounts that you had on your old or previous MetaMask. But here's the thing, like, I don't know how you guys are with security, but one thing I had mentioned was just pretend your house burnt down, right? You lose all possessions. Are you still able to recover your cryptocurrency? Okay, so I think I don't like writing it down on paper or something, because I feel like somebody can see it. I don't really like putting it on my computer. I mean, you have to put it somewhere. I think the best method is you put it in a document and you encrypt it, and you give that to somebody on an encrypted flash drive, or you could just have it on a flash drive that's encrypted. I've seen USB drives that when you plug them in, you have to put in a password, and they're really tough too. I think I have in fact, they're so tough. I have one I forgot the password to. But I think I could format it, but there's nothing really important on it. But the best thing to do is encrypt it, and then upload it to the cloud somewhere where you can have access to it, and then maybe put it in 2 or 3 places on the cloud, just as long as it's encrypted. I don't think it's too much of a big deal. But if the file gets corrupted, maybe you can get it from another source on the cloud. Is my point. Because I think I've tried opening up stuff on the cloud and I had issues, but I had a backup for my really important stuff. So that was one of those things I had uploaded and deleted. Yeah, so hopefully I won't have any computer problems today. I really need to get a new system. I mean, I'm still working on a 2013 Apple laptop, but it was one of those good ones. It was quad core and whatever it was back then. It was really good. I think it's still doing pretty good. And if you have a will, if you die, you should let people in your family know how to get access to your funds. You can ask them for a password and tell them never forget it, and then use that as a password for your USB flash drive or something that would have instructions for them on how to get your crypto. That way, if somebody steals it or something, they won't be able to have access to the directions because it's encrypted. But you just have to let your family members know, give me a password, because that's going to be important if I die or something like that. I did put an interesting prediction of Bitcoin on my Twitter page. Let me see if I can find it, because I was playing around with some fib levels. Man. Oh, here it is. This is 8 hours ago. So if you took a fib level from the previous bull market from the bottom to the top, back in where we are now, late September, October, we hit this fib level of 0.786, and then we hit the top. And then if we do that with this bull market, here where we are now, here's a 0.786, and that takes us to 268,000 or 270,000. And then if you do the 0.072 fib level, it'll drop to this level and bounce up. That's usually a sign the alts are about to top out. So if it plays the same cycle and Bitcoin has a big drop up here from 270 to I don't have it lined out right now, wherever this white line is, what is that, about 80,000? That's probably, the alt seasons will be topping out by then. I don't know the time sequence of this. I believe in lengthening cycles, so it could be after December. But if we make these new highs above 65 gas fees, I don't want to reduce my ETH purchase, because for tax reasons I want to show how I use my full amount of my ETH for a million token. So I'm hoping tonight, if the gas, I'm sure the gas fees will come down tonight. Usually they come down to about 60 to 70. If you're really lucky, they come down to like 38. So yeah, but when I was trying to buy a million token earlier today, I swear, every time I sit down to buy something, it knows. Like I see it go from 68 to 98 to 130. It was above 200 in the gas fees, 200 Gwei, I think it's called, or something like that. Not dollars, but whatever the ETH tracker is. Yeah, okay, Vision 1 stake. Yeah. So why do you want staking? Because I'm afraid if you stake and something goes wrong with the protocol, you could actually lose your million token. Are you not worried about that? Okay, Casey Adams asks, why not bridge to Polygon? I paid a penny in gas yesterday. Two things, Casey. One is I usually, I was going to make like a $5,000 purchase. So for me to bridge USDC or ETH over to Polygon, well, I have to pay a fee for that. Probably, anywhere between $68 to $200. And then yes, once I'm on the Polygon, the fees are cheap. But here's another issue I have is the liquidity is not there. Like I could have gotten 248 248 million token on Uniswap, but I can only get like 200 on Polygon because the liquidity pools. There's not enough liquidity there for me. So I could get more million tokens on Uniswap with big orders and still pay the $200 and still be ahead. And I don't have to do any bridging. I don't have to, it doesn't seem right, but that's because the liquidity pool. I would bridge my funds over to Polygon if I could at least get break even, but it's just not for big buys. It's not worth it. Albert says, I've been doing everything on Polygon now. That's awesome. I mean, I would be on Polygon if I was trading a lot. Like, if you just want to, if you think you could, buy the lows and sell the highs, I would most certainly be on Polygon because you just can't do a lot of trades on a regular basis on Ethereum. I mean, I'm looking at Etherscan and the trades that people are making, and they're paying. I saw one guy pay over $200 on fees. It was crazy. Yeah, I think he bought like 1,000 million token, but there were so many transactions associated with that USDC and ETH and Rapid Bitcoin. I mean, it was crazy. Yeah, I mean, Polygon's the way to go. Like, once Coinbase implements the Polygon network, and I could just send Matic over to my Polygon address, I'll be happy. However, again, the liquidity, right? Maybe I'll just send some small. I can just dollar cost average the smaller buys there, but I don't have time to be buying every day and recording it. I mean, I've got so many records I still have to log of my recent buys and transfers and stuff like that for tax purposes, and that's gonna be a nightmare. I did it the last time I waited and did it. It took me all day for my free time after work, probably a couple hours. I am not looking forward to that. I heard Benjamin Cohen talking about Chainlink earlier today on his channel, and that was one of my altcoins I completely sold all for a million token. I'm kind of glad I did too, because it hasn't been doing so well. That was one of those altcoins that was doing well during the bear market. I thought would be like super during the bull market, but it's kind of been underperforming. In USD terms, it's okay, but if you compare it with Bitcoin, it's not doing what it should be doing. But let me look it up. The only reason why I bring it up now is because, man, it's a really good altcoin to have. I think it's still the number one like Oracle provider. I think. Let's see, Link. You pull up Link versus Bitcoin. It wouldn't surprise me if when the alt season starts, or maybe Link will start taking off soon. So I mean, it was following this trend here, and then it just like fizzled out, and we're actually below support. And this is on the weekly chart, man. It's looking miserable. This is compared to Bitcoin, but if it has a pump, it can go up really fast. I mean, I've seen it happen before. Like right here, this is in 1 week. Chainlink went up 55% in 1 week, and then it went up again the next week after that. So 98% in 2 weeks, or definitely in 3 weeks, but in 2 weeks. It wouldn't surprise me if all of a sudden Chainlink starts blowing up in a few days or a couple weeks, but it's when the alt season goes, it's going to be a rocket. Here we are, and we saw what happened to Million Token yesterday. It went up like 100% a day. If we have this alt season like this, there's no telling what Million Token's going to do. I'm hoping that because it's on so many blockchains that other like Medium groups or Reddit groups from like the Polygon and Kusama start talking about it, and then people buy in. I still don't know why Million Token went up so damn fast yesterday. Now, if I was a whale, a big super whale, and had buckos of money, I don't know why they would FOMO in so hard like this and drive it up so high. It doesn't make any sense. You would slowly bring it up and then let it come down a little bit. You want it to go like in a 45-degree angle, not like straight up. But if they're I don't think they'd be done buying. They're probably waiting for this golden pocket or some lower levels, or maybe just wait for it to go sideways, right? We went sideways for a month. And if you see a price range, they can, your day traders will have fun doing that. So we had a price range of 20% up and down in this range. You could have a lot of fun trading that. But look what happens when it broke out. It just went bananas. Wow, it's almost been an hour already. I never know what to talk about, but it always seems like always something coming out. So it was Tech Lead with the Kusama and Million Token, and you've got Carl with his new NFTs. You've got people wanting to know what's going to happen with Million Token. Are we going to come down to certain levels? I'm looking at $17, $18. The stock market's not looking good, and but I think that we're just at the cusp of the alt season. Um, yeah. I think that's the bulk of the news. Yeah, I'm just praying that the stock market can keep it together for a couple more months, just to let crypto do its thing. If the establishment, the world powers that be, want to stay in power, they should probably just let the markets crash, and then the crypto markets will crash with it, and everybody's gonna be scared and run into their dirty fiat money, and then they'll just gain more power that way. But I'm patient guy. My crypto will just sit in my wallet until it rebounds. Yeah, I don't see too many bearish things. Just scroll through my Twitter feed at Tim_MM_Hodler and just browse through it. If you're not on Twitter already, you really should be, because you'll get the most updated information from people that have been in the crypto markets for years. They don't, and a lot of them aren't on YouTube. So this is, information is so important, and you want to know when the people that have been in the space for years get out, because when the big money gets out and they pull out, the bear market starts. Or if the miners start selling Bitcoin at a rapid pace because the price is $200,000-$300,000. I mean, it could go to 400,000. I don't know. If we have some type of hyperinflation because the fiat money becomes worthless because they print too much of it, there's no top. There may not ever be a bear market for Bitcoin. Gold, the price of gold during the World War II in Germany, the Deutschmark, if you looked at gold compared to the Deutschmark, it went ballistic because the Germany was just printing money to pay off their debts, and there was just too much of it, and like obvious, it became worthless. You've seen those pictures on the internet. People with wheelbarrows of money. They were even burning it to just keep their houses warm. And in Venezuela, they're weighing it. They're not even bothering counting it. They're just weighing it to pay for groceries and stuff. And that's today. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I don't see any more questions. It's nice to have everybody here, and I don't know if I'm gonna do a stream over the weekend. My plan right now is just I'm going to try to buy it somewhere around here tonight. And now if it just shoots up crazy,